Nobody talks about this, honestly. Getting lean and looking attractive isn't about some extreme diet or spending 2 hours in the gym every day. I used to think it was. I used to think the people who looked the way I wanted to look were just doing more, working harder, suffering longer. They weren't. They just had different habits. Small, consistent, almost boring habits that compounded quietly over time until the results became impossible to ignore. Here are the ones that actually matter. Habit 1. They drink water before they eat anything else. This one is so simple that most people dismiss it entirely. That's a mistake. Drinking a full glass of water before every meal does two things. It partially fills your stomach before food arrives, which naturally reduces how much you eat, and it eliminates the confusion between hunger and thirst that most people experience constantly without realizing it. Me starting my morning with water before coffee changed my appetite patterns within a week. Not dramatically, just quietly, consistently less hungry at the wrong times. Small habit, surprisingly real results. Habit 2. They move throughout the day, not just at the gym. Here's something most people get completely wrong about staying lean. They think the gym cancels out everything else. 1 hour of working out and then sitting completely still for the other 15 waking hours. The leanest people I know are not necessarily the ones who train the hardest. They're the ones who are just generally more active throughout the day. They take the stairs. They walk to get lunch instead of ordering in. They pace when they're on the phone. They stand instead of sit when they have the option. Researchers call this NEAT, non-exercise activity thermogenesis, and it burns more calories for most people than their actual workouts do. The gym matters, but what you do in the other 23 hours matters just as much. Habit 3. They actually know what they're eating. This is the habit that quietly changes everything. Because most people don't struggle because they lack discipline. They struggle because they don't actually know how much they're eating. They assume, they estimate, and those small miscalculations repeat every day. And over time, that's what keeps them stuck. The problem is, tracking has always been something people avoid. It takes time, it feels tedious, and eventually they stop doing it altogether. That's what changed for me when I started using Cal AI. It makes calorie tracking as simple as snapping a picture. You just take a photo of your food and it instantly calculates your calories and macros. So instead of guessing, you can actually see what you're eating in real time, meal by meal. From my experience, it's very accurate. It also has a huge food database where you can search almost anything and log it instantly. So even if something isn't picked up perfectly, you can just search it and add it in a few seconds. And one feature I use a lot is the barcode scanner. Anything packaged, snacks, drinks, you just scan it and it logs automatically. It removes that extra step completely, especially when you don't feel like typing anything in. That's the difference. When it becomes this easy, you don't avoid it. You stay consistent. If you want to try it, hit the link in the description or pinned comment and download Cal AI and use code CHARISMA for 3 days free. Habit 4. They prioritize protein at every meal. I used to build meals around whatever sounded good and add protein as an afterthought. The people who stay lean do it the other way around. Protein first. Everything else fills in around it. Here's why. Protein keeps you full longer than carbs or fat. It requires more energy to digest, and it preserves and builds muscle, which is what gives the lean, athletic look that's actually attractive, not just thin. Aim to have a real protein source at every meal. Eggs, chicken, fish, Greek yogurt, or cottage cheese. Build the plate around that and the rest takes care of itself more than you'd expect. Habit 5. They protect their sleep like it's part of their training. Most people treat sleep as the thing that happens after everything else is done. The people who stay lean treat it like a non-negotiable, because here's what happens when you're consistently underslept. Your hunger hormones spike. Your cravings for high-calorie food go through the roof. Your body holds onto fat more aggressively, and your motivation to move or make good choices drops to almost nothing. 7 to 9 hours is not a luxury. For anyone serious about how they look and feel, it is a foundational habit that makes every other habit on this list actually work. Final truth. Here's what all 5 of these habits share. None of them require perfection. None of them require suffering. They're all just small, repeatable decisions that lean and attractive people make consistently while everyone else is still looking for the shortcut. The shortcut doesn't exist, but these habits do. Start with one, make it automatic, then add another, and in 3 months, you won't recognize the difference in how you look or how people look at you. Subscribe, because there's a lot more of this coming and you're just getting started.